Hey, welcome to Movement with Tim. I'm Tim, and I'm really excited to be showing you guys today the upper body movement series. So I want you to understand that we're going to start off very basic. Pretty much today we're just going to start off by training your body how to start to do these movements with good posture, good technique, good form. That's more important to me than how much weight that you're trying to do for resistance. Just by having good posture, the muscles will start to look different, they'll be activated different. So one of the most common things that I see, and one of the most common misconceptions that I had when I first started weight training, before I started practicing yoga, I would go to the gym and I would just try to do the different exercises I saw, and I wasn't at all interested in my form or my posture. So for example, to curl a bicep, I would just be hunched over, trying to pull as much weight as I could and straining my neck and torqued over. And in that, I was working my body completely wrong. So every exercise that we do, you should think about it being a total body exercise, filling into your frame, holding your spine tall so that you're working your entire body as you're doing this exercise. So the whole body gets exercised, not just the muscle in training, but also the muscle in training will then also be worked appropriately. If you have any questions about any of this, you can always comment below. So we're starting off with just little tiny weights, just little baby weights. These are just little 3-pound weights. If you don't have little tiny 3-pound weights at your house, you could use a soup can, or sometimes I'll use a coconut oil, whatever you got. And then also I have a band, a resistance band. Okay, so you're not gonna get a crazy workout today. This is more just training everything. You should feel at the end like you have a pump through your body, your upper body feels good, but it's gonna get more challenging throughout the weeks. So just stick with me. Okay, so we're gonna start off on the back just to get a sense of our posture. So lie down onto your back, let your pelvis go into neutral. It's not flattened, it's not arched in your lower back, but you're just in your neutral lower back. Let your shoulder heads drop down to the floor. So really important when we're doing things with our arms, the tendency is for the shoulders to roll in so that you can do more. Instead, let your shoulders hang back and then take your arms up to the ceiling. Pretend like you're holding little weights in between your hands. Now as you inhale, let your left arm slowly reach back as your right arm goes forward like a pendulum. And as you exhale, come back up. Inhale, change sides. Now I want you to feel your back ribs in between your shoulder blades broad on the mat and just below your shoulder blades. Don't let the rib cage lift or twist when the arms go back and forth. Just keep going side to side now. And the whole time, the feeling is if your arm bone is dropping down into the socket. Okay, now let's add on just this little warm up. Bring your legs up in a tabletop position before we get going with the arms. Now stretch your right leg forward as your left arm goes back, but don't let your rib cage twist or your hips twist. Come back up, change sides. Come back up, change sides. Come back up, change sides. Good. Bring your arm and your leg back up. Then roll over to your side. And we'll do a couple rounds of cat-cow to warm up the spine. Hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips. Round your back as you exhale. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Then come into neutral. Okay. Now before we get going, let's do one more little warm up for your shoulders. Bring your knuckles to your temples and stand up tall through your spine on your knees here. As you exhale, bring the elbows in towards each other. Inhale, open up. Exhale. Inhale. One more time, exhale. Inhale. Then take the arms out like goalpost arms, and as you inhale, reach up and over to the side. Come back. Inhale. And keep letting the inner arm bone drop into the socket as you stretch your arm instead of hiking the shoulder up by your ear. So it's going to be really important for everything that we're doing today. Okay, good. Then take your band. If you don't have a band, you're not going to be able to do this one. I guess you could do it with your little freeway instead, or your can of soup or whatever. But the band is really the go-to. So what we're going to do here is train your middle deltoid to be able to hold the shoulder in position while you move your arm around. This is super important for anything that we're going to do with the upper body. So again, this movement, I'm starting you off from scratch in the movement, for the movement channel today for your upper body. So most basic, just training the arm how to move. Okay, so first set up your posture, shoulders back and chest open, head right up on top of your spine. Let the arm hang at the side. Now without the shoulder head lifting, slowly start to raise your arm out to the side. Hold there, and then control it back down to your side. We're just gonna do that 8 times. Exhale to lift. Inhale to slowly lower. It's going good. Let's just do one extra. We'll do 9. And release. Okay. So we're holding it up at the top for a second before we slowly lower the arm back down. Okay. Have your posture. Hold it at the top for a second, and slowly lower down. Okay, cool. So now you learned to stabilize your shoulders. Now let's learn to activate the biceps while keeping the shoulders stacked into their position. So again, just little tiny baby weights, nothing big. But this is going to be important to make sure that you can activate your bicep without rolling your chest in. So keeping your shoulders back and your chest open, as you exhale, bend your elbow and raise the weight up halfway, but nothing else moves in the body. And then exhale, change sides. Okay, now let's go double arm. Make sure as you're bringing the weight up that the shoulders don't roll in at all. They stay back in position, the chest stays open. Pretend like you're using your core to do it. So that same feeling when you're on your back to stabilize your body, turning on your abs, navel in and up. And we're just doing 10 of these in the first round. Okay, good. Then arms down at your side, drop the weights down. And then the last movement that we're going to do is external rotation for the arms. So we're just going to do this unweighted. On the second round, we'll add weight. So pretend like you're holding plates in your hands, and without anything else moving, just take the plate in your left hand out to the side, and then back to center. Plate in your right hand out to the side, back to center. Both imaginary plates out to the side. And feel the muscles in the back of your shoulder start to squeeze, back of the armpit. And we'll just do this little contraction here 5 times. 1, hold. 2, hold. Keep your neck tall. Make sure that your neck isn't doing the work. Okay, that's it for this set 1. So we'll rest the body for just a little bit before we go on to set 2, and then we're going to add the band for resistance on the external rotation on set 2. Okay, so get your band set up into position again for this movement here. Stand up tall, chest open, shoulders back, and as you exhale, raise your arm up, but make sure that this middle deltoid is holding the shoulder down, that the shoulders aren't hiking up when you're doing it. Hold at the top for a moment. Now also notice that the range of motion that we're starting with is a little bit smaller. As this muscle strengthens, we'll start to increase the range of motion. And then we'll do it with the bent elbow later on in the month and raising it all the way up. And let's try 10 in this round. 9. And 10. Hold at the top for a moment, and then lower it back down. Change sides. So I just stand on the band with my heel, chest open. Now we're going to have a strong finish where you do some planking, where you feel your arms really turn on. But hopefully you're going to feel that after this work that you've done, the muscles that should be working are working, instead of like your neck and your lower back and the muscles that shouldn't be taking over. Hold at the top on the last one and lower it down. All right, are you ready to pump the biceps now with these giant 3-pound weights? Remember, we're just training the muscle. Just training it. It'll get harder throughout the month. Okay, so shoulders open, chest open. And we'll actually do this motion with bands later on in the month so that we work the muscle a little bit better. Jeez, my biceps are getting ripped from this, I think. All right, so make sure that nothing else in your body is moving as you're doing this. You can even do it in front of a mirror. That's really the best way to do it, to make sure that your body isn't rocking, shoulders aren't coming forward at all. And if you want to start to increase the movement past 90, as long as your shoulder head doesn't roll inward, that's fine. You can bring the weight all the way up towards your shoulder. And we're gonna go to 12 this time. Oh my gosh, gonna get so ripped from it. Okay, good. Then take your band and we'll do the external rotation. So just hold your band in between your hands like this. And then keeping the chest open, neck free, exhale, pull out on the band. And feel the back of both arms work evenly, both shoulders. And then bring it back in, exhale. Back in, exhale. Back in, last 2. Keep your belly in, last 1. See if these shoulders look even, okay, good. Pull out a little harder, and release. Okay, cool. On to the next. Okay, so now we're gonna learn to use the upper back muscles. So what this is gonna look like later on, like next week, is we'll actually use the band and do a rowing motion, which is one of the most important movements that we're lacking in yoga. So all these movements, when I try to think of yoga practitioners, these are all movements that yoga practitioners are lacking in, and exercises that we need to be doing regularly to help with the tone, strength, stability of our shoulders. So this has helped me in my chaturangas, helped me in my down dogs, etc. These are great exercises to supplement for your yoga practice. I think everyone in yoga should be doing them, especially after age 30 where our muscles start to deteriorate. Okay, so the next one, I have, I forgot to tell you to get this. This is like a curtain rod that I had left over, but you can use a broomstick, works great if you unscrew the broom part from it. Or you can just use your little free weights. But I like the stick because it helps me. We're gonna train the triceps how to work, and then the seated row. But we'll do it like lying down. Okay, so first, lie down onto your back. Have your stick nearby for the tricep thing. We're not gonna do that yet. Okay, now first, lie down on your back and set your spine into neutral. So pelvis, it's not tucked towards you, it's not, your lower back isn't arched, just right in neutral. And then feel which back ribs are in contact with the mat. So keep those back ribs even in contact with the mat. Take your hands like robot arms. Now as you exhale, press your elbows down into the floor and press your upper arm bones, like you're trying to press the outer shoulder upper arm bone down. And just notice if one side of the back of your ribs tries to squeeze in. We all have one side that wants to do it. Don't let it. So this is training your core to work when you do this isometric contraction for your body. And then relax it. And then as you exhale, press the arm bones down like you're trying to push the floor down with your arms. But just notice if your body twists to do it. If one side of your chest tries to take over, or if one back rib squeezes in, press down even with your arms. And then relax. 2 more. And then relax, last one. And relax. Okay, now take your rod, or whatever you got, and take your hands shoulder distance apart. Just like at the beginning, let the shoulder heads drop down into the socket. The neck is free, the spine is long. And then as you inhale, slowly bend the elbows to 90. Shoulder, collarbones broad, chest open. Exhale, take the arms back up. So all we're doing is just training the arm bone to stay in the socket while we bend and straighten. And also make sure that your elbows stay in. I also noticed that when people try Urdhva Dhanurasana, poses like that, their triceps aren't healthy enough to hold their arm in that position. This is gonna train your tricep to get healthy in that position. We're doing it unweighted to train it. If it's very easy for you to keep the elbow in, to keep the shoulder head in the socket, then you can start to add more weight if you like. But always first range of motion and then weight. Inhale to lower, exhale back up. Let's do that 4 more times. Keep the elbows in, elbows pointing straight ahead, towards the knees. Okay, good. So we did the pushy thing to work the back muscles, we did the triceps, and that's it. Take a little break. So I already mentioned this, but what it's gonna look like later on is we'll use the resistance of the band and pull like that. That pulling motion, that's super important for your back muscles. Most of the time I notice that yoga practitioners are lacking the strength to stabilize their scapulas on their back to lower into chaturanga. So that's how I learned the strength to be able to do that. Now you can get a rad chaturanga once you do this. Okay, let's do these exercises one more time. Lie on your back, set up your arms like robot arms. This is more about working your core as you press your arms. So without the ribs twisting, press the elbows down, even. If I talk too much, I can't do it well. Okay, so just do it 5 times on your own. Squeeze and hold for 3 seconds. Relax, squeeze and hold. Relax. 2 more. And relax. Take your bar or your weights up. Let your shoulder heads drop down. Find all those ribs on the floor again. Inhale to bend. Keep the elbows in as the thing lowers. And maybe you can go past 90 this round. Exhale back up. Keep your elbow right over your shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Ideally, the bar goes all the way towards your head as you warm up your tricep. But if you notice little wigglings and twistings, eliminate any wiggles from side to side. So keep the elbow dead ahead. Because what that's telling you is that part of your muscle doesn't want to do that range of motion. It's trying to avoid it, and we want to train it to get that range of motion before we start adding more weight. 4 more times. Oh man, I'm feeling swole now. Okay. All right, so for the last part of our upper body challenge, let us do a little bit of forearm plank mixed with belly back bends to strengthen the posterior muscles, shoulders, triceps. So check it out. First, lie onto your belly and stretch your arms straight back at your side. Press the tops of the feet down, lift the inner knees, lift the belly up. Now roll the shoulder blades onto the back and lift your arms up. Pretend like you're trying to squeeze your triceps onto your back. Stretch back through your toes, reach your chest forward, and stretch back through your fingernails. And then lower your chest down. Then bring your elbows out to the side like goalpost arms. Bend your knees. Draw your belly up. Then lift your elbows up. And then lift your hands up to elbow height. And reach the elbows out away from each other. Like someone was doing a tug of war over your elbows. And then start to spin the hands higher up to the ceiling. Rotate from the upper arm bone in the socket to take the hands up higher. And feel the muscles in the back of the shoulder armpit turn on to do that. Navel up. Stretch the elbows out away. Turn those upper arm bones. Look down at the floor. Now get longer. Pull your spine even longer as you're doing that. And lower down. Woo. Last part. Come onto your elbows, hands and elbows. And open up across your chest. Spread your collarbones wide. Pull your belly up. Then 1 knee at a time, lift up into forearm plank and hold for 3 minutes. No, we're going to hold for 30 seconds. Keep lengthening your spine, opening up across your chest. Tuck your abs up. And lower yourself down. Whew. All right. We're going to do one more round of all those. So hopefully in this last part, you can really feel all those muscles that you work turning on, helping to support you, and helping maybe to support you a little bit different. Maybe you have different awareness in your body after having done these exercises. That's really the goal in all this. Okay, lie down on your belly. Stretch your arms back behind you. Chest up, arms back. trying to squeeze the blades onto the back. Now if you want to make it more of a whole body exercise, lift both legs up. So we're teaching these back muscles to wake up so that next week when we go to do more resistance with the band, they'll already be ready already. Lower yourself down, elbows out to the side, knees bent. Then reach the chest forward, lift the elbows, and then one hand at a time, lift up, pull the elbows away from each other, pull the belly up. Now reach your tailbone back, reach the crown of your head forward, like you're pulling yourself longer, and pull the elbows further away from each other. And release. Okay, come up onto the hands and the elbows, curl your toes under, lift knees, and hold forearm plank. Then tap your knees down, come up onto your hands for high plank. One leg at a time, step back. Now squeeze the back of the armpit down as the chest opens. And then set your knees down, stretch back to child's pose. So just let those shoulder muscles stretch out now. All right, and then come onto to stand on your knees, and we'll do a little stretch for the shoulders after having done all that. So take your left hand, bring it onto your lower back, internally rotate it, knuckles on your lower back. Take your right arm up, bend your elbow and put your hand behind your head. If this isn't much stretch, then you can take the hands closer towards each other, but don't close your chest to do it. And release that. Change sides. Right hand on your lower back. Left arm up. Bend the elbow. Hand behind your head. All right, good. Then release that. Shake it all out. Hope you feel great after doing that exercise. I feel like my upper body, it feels like there's more life pumping through my upper body. It wasn't a ton of work to do the little stuff with the band, whatever, but I hope that you feel that your muscles were being used in a way that they weren't used to being used. That's really the goal of today's video. Next week is going to be more challenging, but you have to do your homework. You have to do this sequence so that you train your muscles how to work like this, so that when we add more resistance, you're not going to be doing a crappy posture. I want to make sure that you don't do that. Thanks for watching today. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share with a friend. I'll see you next week. Have a great day.